One of the dilemmas in sort of preparing an emergency management, especially when you're dealing with the outdoors and self-travel, so canoe travel, bicycle, hiking, running, mountain biking, is this challenge of bulk and weight versus risk and contingencies, planning for if the weather changes or something like that. We're off to the Drakensberg in South Africa here, the high mountains that straddle the border to Lesotho. And well, we're camping and the temperature is going to be about around freezing, so it's going to be pretty chilly at night. And well, we're going because I have an ultra marathon running race that will go way up into the high mountains, I think around 3,200 meters or almost 10,000 feet. So you might ask, where are the Drakensberg? Wait, wrong country. Here we go. If you take the greater South Africa, and Gauteng is the capital with Johannesburg and Pretoria. So we got a 5-hour drive down here, then on some smaller roads. This is the country of Lesotho. This is where I went bike touring earlier this year. But anyways, along here are the Drakensberg Mountains. And it's quite high. So the peak, I think, is 3,200 meters. Anyways, I might be wrong. You can see here on the website, so it's a 50-kilometer run. Race start is around here, and you go up this valley, and eventually, I think it's this peak that we summit up here. And then it's essentially, well, you come back a little bit differently, but then all the way down in here. So it's a 50K. Real challenge, and let's look up the route info. Well, it's mostly an out and back course except for the top, and you can see here starting at 1,400 meters of altitude and going all the way up to, I think it's 3,200 meters of altitude, and there's a net elevation gain of about 2,400 meters, so it's going to be pretty chilly. The organizers these days have really made an effort to try to decrease the number of incidents or people, suffering from exposure or hypothermia, especially if things go wrong. Because if things go wrong, you can end up having to wait a little while before someone can help you or before rescue crews can help you. But you can see here there's a hydration pack, rain jacket, thermal layer, gloves, buffer beanie, that would be a toque, or some sort of head warming element, and space blanket and small medical kit. But one of the real challenges I find with these types of events is this, you want to pack as lightweight as possible. You're looking at the weather and trying to gauge what it's going to be, how things could go well or how things could go wrong. And then you have to pack accordingly. But you're always struggling with this challenge of trying to decrease the bulk and decrease the weight of what it is you're carrying, because that of course means you have to carry all that bulk and weight up to the top of the mountain in this case for 50 kilometers. But now what I want to do is just do a quick overview. So this is race clothing. Not surprising, I've got my trail running shoes, well worn, and I've cleaned out the soles at the inside to make sure there's no rocks and stuff in there. Got my compression socks that go pretty high, which is going to be pretty handy given the temperatures tomorrow. My trusted, rather actually increasingly sun-faded orange shirt. These are my lightweight mountain bike gloves, and they're good because if you do trip or need to catch yourself, but there's also some rope and some climbing sections that we have to do tomorrow. So these are handy, especially if you fall or trip and you don't want to risk a gash on your hand. But these are really lightweight arm warmers. Huge fan of these because you can roll them up or down depending on. And got my shorts. This is the kit you probably recognize from the trail race I did a few weeks ago where I tripped and hit my head. But all this to say that I've raced in all this kit, and I'm pretty confident it should go pretty well. I'll probably bring this. It's just a running belt. I can put my camera, my phone in there, take a few pictures along the way. I kind of prefer full-brimmed hats. This way I don't have to wear sunglasses and risk, just tripping because I'm wearing sunglasses. But matter of preference. So I got my hat. And as you saw on the website, mandatory hydration pack of a liter. So this is about 1.5 liters. I've got my running ID bracelet. Again, handy to identify who I am. Hopefully you can see all this. Some gels, these are sort of discs that you chew on them, a bit of salt and electrolytes. Some snacks there. Again, it's probably about a 7-hour outing, so kind of having to pack a bit on the heavier side in terms of gear and clothing. Wind vest, so I'll be bringing that tomorrow, especially once you start descending, or if you get really chilled on the way up from being sweaty and everything. Then once you start descending, it's kind of nice to have additional layers. Mandatory rain jacket. This is pretty good. Old Solomon jacket. And a beanie or a buff. That's what this is. You can wear this on your head or around your neck if you're cold, in conjunction with the hat. So it's just one more way of keeping your head a bit warm. And in the instructions it says you have to have a first aid kit. So that's one of my trusted little first aid kits. It's got some athletic tape, steri strips to close wounds. So it's mostly dealing with cuts and things, and some extra drink powder if I feel that I'm cramping too much, which is always a risk I find with my running. And then here I have my Mylar blanket, whistle, lighter, little flashlight. So this is going a little bit beyond what the organizers say. And then just in case of chafing, bad rubbing, got a little thing of Vaseline type petroleum jelly. That's what I'm packing for this weekend. Hopefully that goes well, and well, time will tell tomorrow morning if I plan properly. But that's that challenge. What do you find when you're packing for events, long distance events, or outdoor or adventure travel? What are those challenges you find with packing in terms of choosing? Do you pack on the heavier side? Do you pack on the real lighter side? There is quite a minimalist movement these days, but what's your philosophy? Put it in the comment section below. Click that like and subscribe button. And well, thanks for watching Better Preparedness. And while you're here, why don't you check out one of the other videos? And let's see, I'll put one up here, and well, put one up here. But remember, click that subscribe button and click that like button. Thanks for watching Better Preparedness.